What's happening around the world? It's time for another serving of News Bites.
最近国际上发生了哪些大事？午餐搭配 ICRT News Bites， 慢慢的一口接一口吸收最新时事趣闻。
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of News Bites. I'm Nancy Sun.
And I'm Trevor Tortomasi.
In today's news, hearing Taiwan sound in a symphony.
Smelling a whale's health in poop.
And a new spin-off for WandaVision.
All that and more coming up next.
Top of Taiwan.
国家交响乐团表演1分钟交响曲. NSO performs second 1-minute piece.
Many of the pop songs, 流行歌曲, we hear are 3 or 4 minutes long. But symphonies, 交响曲, are different. Some of the most famous symphonies are much longer.
Beethoven's Symphony No. 5 is about 30 minutes long. And Rachmaninoff's Symphony No. 2 is just over 1 hour long.
Can you imagine listening to one piece of music for such a long time?
But Taiwan's National Symphony Orchestra is trying out something a little different. It performed a symphony that is just 1 minute long.
The symphony was composed by Zheng Yazi. It's called Falling.
NSO 国家交响乐团举办了音乐会，表演作曲家郑雅姿的作品《坠落之时》。
Zheng says her symphony shows the feeling of falling and how there's no real beginning or end.
Falling is the second 1-minute symphony performed by the NSO. The first was Trauma, composed by Zhou Junying.
The orchestra says it came up with the idea of 1-minute symphonies to find talented, 有才华, young people who can write music showing Taiwan's sound.
NSO 说希望透过简短的交响乐创作，找出有潜力又可以展现台湾独特的声音的作曲人才。
Going global.
流浪犬靠鼻子成为野生虎鲸的守护神。Poop-sniffing dog helps save whales.
Dogs have an amazing sense of smell, 嗅觉. They help us find people, drugs, 毒品, and even bombs. But one dog's sense of smell is being used to help us find poop.
Iba was a puppy just a few weeks old when someone left her outside an animal shelter in California. After months of care from vets and workers at the shelter, Iba was adopted by Dr. Deborah Giles.
Dr. Giles is a scientist who studies killer whales, 虎鲸. She noticed that Iba has lots and lots of energy and loves playing with toys. This makes Iba the perfect type of dog to be part of Conservation Canine.
Conservation Canine saves dogs from animal shelters. It trains, 训练, them to find wild animal poop or scat.
Scientists need the scat, 粪便, because they can test it and find out lots about the wild animal it came from.
From scat, they can learn what the animal is eating, what's happening in its environment, or even if the animal is pregnant, 怀孕.
And Iba was a natural, 天生好手.
She and Dr. Giles head out into the ocean on a boat. Iba smells the air. When she smells killer whale scat, she will whine or lick her lips and turn her head to the right direction, 方向.
And when they find the scat, Dr. Giles will put it in a jar. Then Iba gets her reward, playtime with a toy.
Dr. Giles says Iba and other dogs like her are doing amazing work, helping to save killer whales and other wild animals. Dr. Giles 说 Iba 的工作非常重要，可以帮助科学家在不打扰野生虎鲸的状况下 更深入了解他们的身体状况和环境改变。
Today's feature.
汪达与幻视外传 WandaVision spin-off coming. A Marvel television show could be getting a follow-up. WandaVision was the first Marvel show on the Disney Plus streaming platform. It had 9 episodes and was very popular.
Who's been messing up everything? It's been Agatha all along.
There is now talk that the show will have a spin-off. 汪达与幻视是漫威宇宙第一个串流电视节目，据说可能会拍外传。
Who's been pulling every evil string? It's been Agatha all along.
Reports say that the spin-off would focus on the character of Agatha. In the show, she was Wanda's and Vision's friendly neighbor, 邻居. She also turned out to be the villain of the show. The rumored project could be an origin story, 原创故事 for the character. 外传主角可能是汪达与幻视的邻居阿加莎·哈克尼斯。
The recap.
So, in today's News Bites.
Taiwan's National Symphony Orchestra performed a symphony that is just 1 minute long. The symphony, called Falling, was composed by Zheng Yazi.
Zheng says her symphony shows the feeling of falling and how there's no real beginning or end.
Iba the dog is a conservation canine. She uses her sense of smell to help scientists find wild animal scat.
Scientists can use the scat to learn what the animal is eating, what's happening in its environment, or even if the animal is pregnant.
And reports say WandaVision will have a spin-off. The spin-off could focus on the character of Agatha, Wanda, and Vision's friendly neighbor.
The rumored project could be an origin story for the character.
And that's today's episode of News Bites.
This week, we asked about the month of October and scary things. 6th grader Hong Yan-zhen from Zhanghua County's Dayuan Elementary School has turned something scary into doing something brave.
I want to dress up as Spider-Man because I think that is really cool and be able to change the world. Spider-Man is my favorite movie. And first he was a weak man, and was bullied, but after beaten by a magic spider, he became so strong that he could help the whole world and save the whole man. There are too many bad things in this real world. So if I were the Spider-Man, I could make a difference to this world to make it fair and peaceful.
Well, that does it for this week's Have Your Say. Remember, if your comment was chosen for the show this month, we'll be sending you a gift in the mail. Make sure to tune in again next week for an all-new question.
ICRT 与教育部国民及学前教育署下次继续和您聊新闻。ICRT App 和网站也能重复收听。
More local and international news next time on News Bites. Brought to you by the K-12 Education Administration. Find past episodes available on the ICRT website and app.